Good. Today we begin with Manet and the Manet walk to Squirrel Park. I wonder if I should go sideways. This is the public parking area. Usually had a boat in here at one time or another for a prolonged period. Sometimes we cut over this, but usually only on the way back.
Like one of the Rachel Cubby that they love there. What do they have?
So we continue. We'll go to a wide field of view as we come in here. It's the entrance, bike trail join. It's the old Davis Athletic Club. The new stuff there. Tons of squirrels today. We're looking at the wildwood over here. Gives you a better view. That usually was a lot of fun to chase squirrels in. There's one right now grazing. Oh man, if only Rocky were here. I see 2 in a line. 3, 4. Saw another one, so there are at least 5 around here right now. Target-rich environment. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to stabilize. This big oak tree here has the largest darn acorns you've ever seen. This one always had a squirrel in it. So this little blue structure here, so Rocky would go over and sniff it every time. And we'd follow the trail. Sometimes he'd take off. He was hurt by a stone moving, pinched his foot, and he screamed a little bit, years and years, just after we got him, and I picked him up and carried him home, but he was all right. So from this standpoint, just scan around a little bit, show you how big this thing is. That's big. That's what, 200 feet? At least 100 yards, 300 feet. And back towards where we entered. And now let's resume. So the ground squirrels have been wiped out here, I'm presuming by poison. And but they had an active underground colony centered on this closed off area that predators couldn't get to, including Rocky. And there it is. I think it's a pump station. Pretty sure. Something like that. And we scan this pseudo creek here that drains water from the park down well into a catchment basin where it just sits. Expand things out again. Beautiful day here. It's autumn, just before the winter solstice. We're losing daylight as we go. Probably about, I don't know, 1:15. So again, the big area that Rocky would run back and forth, chasing squirrels. I'd run a little bit, he'd get out ahead of me and chase it down. Show you the infamous shake tree in a moment. Yeah, so this area is now flat, but it certainly had an entire moleville of ground squirrels, particularly in here. I don't see any fresh dirt, so they've been thoroughly wiped out, probably still in their burrows. Toilet was put in here, I don't know, 2012, maybe. About 6 years after we moved in. 7, actually. And that way out into, I didn't call it dog patch, but I called it something nefarious. All right, let's go along here, avoid the large dog coming. We'll go to the shake tree. Famous because when this was about 2/3 the height, maybe half the height, this little spindly thing, a squirrel was dumb enough to try to climb up away from Rocky, and I shook it and it fell to the ground. Rocky didn't notice. It took off and warped, and Rocky could not catch. This is also a parking area for me when I go to the airport, which I don't do anymore because I don't like flying. I miss Rocky so much. I miss the walks. From here we might go down to the path, or we might go through, I'll call it Squirrelville I think was the name, full of squirrels. Very seldom out on the out to Pole Line Road, which is that way.